Is this working with what we call yellow iron, just a ton of Caterpillar, construction equipment. If it's IoT enabled, and believe you me, all the $100,000 pieces of equipment now are IoT enabled. Most of this data goes to the vendor. So like Caterpillar will collect its Caterpillar data into a Caterpillar cloud and then sell it back to you, or whatever. And so a lot of times the best integration is not directly from the device, but from the data that it's already been collected. But here we go. I mean, and wouldn't you want to know what your asset health is if you have a $500,000 backhoe? We're integrated with the Caterpillar, the VisionLink system. It goes to job cost. So as this backhoe is running, we're assigning that cost back to the job and the hole that it's digging. It's also, we're tracking when this thing needs to be maintained, right? Does it need an oil change? Does it need maintenance every 1,000 hours? Well, how do we know 1,000 hours is up unless this thing's tracking itself? And you sure don't want a human to do that. This one happens to be, thanks to Ephlux also, Oracle has some IoT applications, right? So am I getting this right?
Yeah.
So Oracle's got some pretty good applications that are purpose-built to bring in IoT data. As a matter of fact, massive, fast amounts of IoT data, way more IoT data than JD Edwards wants in its transactional system, right? We may care about a net increase in runtime, but we don't need every second of runtime. We can collect it once an hour, or once a day, or twice a day, and that way we know that this machine ran for 8 hours, but we don't necessarily need to know that it ran for 8 hours and 11.2 seconds, right? So we don't want to bloat and flood our JD Edwards transaction system with information we don't need. So the Oracle IoT applications in the middle collect all the big data, and then they can batch it up, and they are the IoT device for us in the middle. We don't care if this thing is not overheating. If it's performing fine, we don't necessarily need every 5 minutes to say, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. What we want to know is, if it's overheating, I'm not fine. JD Edwards automatically create a work order to go out and inspect me. And it's similar, we talked about those remote sites where it's really inconvenient to get to. What if my inventory is a pile of rocks, right? Wouldn't it be nice to be able to check my inventory and see how big of a pile of rocks I have? And of course, remote sites are also open for theft, because you can't hire a security guard on these remote sites everywhere. So looking for, trying to track inventory theft. What's the bit about weather, storms, loss? Was there a story behind loss of inventory because storms washed it out? No?
No.
Maybe it's a different story. Sorry about that. Is it a different story about, hey, my inventory was there, a hurricane came through, now where's my inventory? Because it's all out there and exposed, right? And you got to revalue that. A lot of customers in these situations are also using drones to fly by, right? And say, hey, you guys doing that? No, you don't need any drones. So now I'm going to get out of the way.